So, this is Sam, and I'm talking today about Akshaya Tritiya, which is a celebration that happens every year when the sun is exalted and the moon is exalted. And we have Akshaya Tritiya coming up in 2024 on May 10th, and I have special things to tell you about that and some other special details about Akshaya Tritiya. Please like the video. Clicking like helps a lot more than you know. It pushes the video higher in relevant video searches. Also, please leave a nice comment. Comments also help more than you know as it raises the video in searches. Many times with hundreds of likes, there are only a dozen comments and they can be disproportionately negative. So be positive. Let me know if you like this. Even just a few words really helps. So subscribe, ring the bell to get notified of upcoming videos. So Akshaya Tritiya is not only a auspicious day. Of course, the auspiciousness comes from the astrology. It's when the sun is exalted and the moon is also exalted that day. Here you can see later on Akshaya Tritiya, the moon has moved into Gemini, but Tritiya means the third lunar day, when the sun and the moon are exalted at sunrise. That's when you account for the day. In the U.S. in 2024, it's going to be on May 10th. I'm actually doing a special initiation ceremony for my certification course on that day. You see, here's the page where people can register for my certification course. And every year, the last couple years, I've been doing a kickoff for the program on an auspicious day. So anyway, Akshaya Tritiya is going to be when I do it this season. And as it says here, Akshaya Tritiya means third day of unending prosperity. This is the meaning of Akshaya Tritiya. Sanskrit, Akshaya means never decreasing in the sense of prosperity, hope, joy, success. Tritiya is the third phase of the moon. And as you can see, we have Shukla Tritiya in the month of Vaishaka, which is when it happens here, in the month of Vaishaka. Now, it's also said, again in Hindu tradition, it's believed to be the birthday of Parshuram, the sixth avatar of Lord Vishnu. He's revered in Vaishnava temples. So I'm going to talk a little bit about Parshuram here because it's a fascinating incarnation and energy that we really need in the earth right now. And it's particularly compelling with Jupiter now going into Taurus, because Parashurama is also the emanation of Venus. So each of the 10 avatars, each of the 10 planets are connected to one of the avatars. It's called the Dash avatars, the 10 avatars. And they're connected to 9 of the planets. The last one, Kalki, hasn't incarnated yet. And again, there's a connection here that's really fascinating. So, and really, with Jupiter going into Taurus, ruled by Venus, Jupiter, the guru, reestablishing dharmic teachings in this world. Again, Taurus is ruled by Venus, and the Vishnu avatar of Venus is Parashurama. So it means that Venus is embodied. The power of Venus is embodied in the story of Parashurama. And a few things that are very interesting about Parashurama. Again, as you see, Akshaya Tritiya marks the birth of Parashurama, the sixth avatar of Vishnu. It means Rama with an axe. Of course, Rama was the king, but he has an axe. Lord Parshuram received his Parshu, or axe, from Lord Shiva, whose devotee he was. When you get into the tradition of Venus, even Brigu, Shukra, the Sanskrit name, there's a great connection to Lord Shiva and Lord Shiva giving this deity what the mantra that allows him to not be killed. So the mantra of immortality. It's also believed that Lord Parshurama formed the western portion of India, encompassing the modern-day states of Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and Maharashtra. The great hugging Saint Amma lives in Kerala. Kerala is called God's country. So that part of India is also said to be he formed those western states of modern day India. And again, if you go there in that part, it's very Venus-y type, incredibly beautiful and lush and green and whatnot. And as you see here, this is a story up here of how Parashara came and fought back and destroyed the evil kings. Again, this world right now, we're overcome by evil kings, you would say. You have to understand, in the Vedic text, kings weren't considered necessarily evil. Lord Rama was a king. Lord Krishna was a king. And the kings were the virtuous. They were the most intelligent, the most virtuous, the most dharmic. They were the symbols of upholding Dharma. Dharma means the truth and compassion and kindness and joy and wisdom of life. Now, all of the kings, the people we elect to rule us and whatnot, are in many ways the lowest of the low. It's mostly corruption, greed, and all of the a-dharma. And so, again, they knew this time was going to come, and they knew of this potential. All of the Vishnu avatars incarnate to destroy corrupt versions of the teachings, right? They all destroy kings, or false kings, or what are called asuras, those who are trying to overthrow the world. But Parashurama, very specifically, came to destroy the corruption. He's mostly, more than anything you could say, he's the one that pushes back against corruption and follows the law of Dharma. More than any, this is what we need in the world right now. We need people to remember Dharma and then be willing to fight for it. Not just, and I don't mean fight like kill people, but I mean at the very least speak up about it. At the very least speak the truth about it and not just be complicit, right? So this is what Parshuram Avatar did. So as a warrior, he fought the monarch and the kshatriyas, or the warriors, to liberate the world from their wickedness. So again, all of the cruel armies and cruel teachings. As a result, tranquility was restored. Tranquility is very much a Venus and Taurus virtue. And Parashuram's story is remembered as a peace-restoring event in history. A few very interesting things. Unlike all other avatars, such as Rama and Krishna, Hindu belief holds that Parashurama avatar still resides on the earth. Parashurama is still here on earth. Therefore, Lord Parashurama is not worshipped, but appealed and praised. In South India, at the holy site Pajaka near Udupi, there is a significant temple dedicated to Parashurama. Numerous temples in India, western coastline, are dedicated to Lord Parashurama. So Parashurama is characterized by aggression, warfare, and valor, and also by serenity, prudence, and patience. He uses all the former traits to relieve the earth of those kings, restoring her to its natural state. Aggression, warfare, and valor. Fighting to preserve Dharma, fighting to uphold truth and to speak the truth, is a virtuous act. And one of the biggest problems even in this world now is people won't speak up even to defend the truth. Oh, I'm not going to get involved. Oh, I don't want to get anybody mad at me. There's so much of this now. Right? So there is a righteous use of that Mars anger. If it's, whether you want to call it anger or just righteous contempt for the wicked or whatever you want to call it. Wicked, not as people, but as acts. And people who get up and knowingly abuse Dharma, or the concept of righteousness, need to be fought. You need to push back against them. So this is what Parashuram is about. And then the latter qualities of serenity, prudence, and patience to treat Brahmins, children, women, old men, and other weaker sections of society. So there's a lot of duality with Lord Parshuram. He's got the axe, but he's really this emanation of what we would call Venus energy, of comfort, stability, fighting to restore stability, but the willingness to do it. The willingness to, again, at the very least, you don't have to engage in a bloodbath type of thing, but at least call out the truth. At least say the truth. Speak the truth, right? And stand for it and be like, okay, this is what's going on. Now, it also says in the Kalki Purana, remember Kalki is the final Vishnu avatar who has not yet incarnated. the Kalki Purana states that Parashurama will be Sri Kalki, the 10th and final avatar of Lord Vishnu's instructor. So it's not the first time Lord Vishnu's 6th avatar will encounter another avatar. According to the Ramayana, Parashurama attended the wedding of Sita and Lord Rama, where he met the 7th incarnation, Lord Vishnu. So what this means is that the arrival of Kalki, which is said to be the final incarnation of Vishnu, which hasn't happened yet, is actually going to be a reincarnation of Parashurama. So there's this connection between the Venus avatar, Parashurama, and Kalki, the emanation that hasn't taken place yet. And so it's said that Parashurama is alive on the earth using the righteous sword of Dharma and righteous anger, Krodha, and will be seen as and be an incarnation of Kalki, and be seen as the incarnation of Kalki. So again, with Jupiter, with Guru going into Taurus, ruled by Venus, this is an incredibly relevant and rich and fertile time to not just sit back, and I'm saying this also to people who are involved in spiritual communities or whatever, not just sit back and be like, oh, okay, it's all just taking care of itself, and I'm blah, blah, blah. But to also, again, you don't have to fight with people, but be that righteous voice. And also take on the mantle of study and learning, and take up the sword of Dharma by, for example, learning things like astrology and yoga and other things. That sword, not the sword, the axe, I keep saying sword, the axe of Parashurama is like an axe of truth. By the way, Kalki has the sword and rides a white horse. So last summer, when I initiated my certification course, here's the website, Learn and Live Your True Nature. I actually started calling it Live Your True Nature Vedic Astrology Certification Course, because that's really what it's teaching. It really is teaching your true nature. And again, you see here I have this where I explain the vision of the course, the problems you have trying to study, then the system that I've put in place here, then the program. This is what the program is. This is what you get. And then you can register. But last summer, when I reinitiated it, it was on Kalki Jayanti in August. I've always been very connected to this resurgence of Kalki on this earth. And I've felt like the great Guru Amma in India, who lives in Kerala, is actually Kalki, because the things that she does are not really what humans do. Amma sits, and she has been sitting and hugging people for 10, 15, 20 hours a day in her physical form for 30, 40 years now. Like, no one has ever seen anything like this before. We would have heard about it. It's never happened before. And again, even Amma devotees take this for granted. Oh yeah, she's hugging everybody. And we get blind to this incredible being that is there. And again, this section of India is said to be where Lord Parshuram formed that portion of India. Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, and Maharashtra. And again, whether it's Amma or not, Lord Parashurama is alive and is said to be the emanation of Kalki, will be recognized as Kalki avatar. And again, what Amma has been doing forever is just going around the world. It says Kalki rides a white horse. Amma has been on a plane, traveling all over the place for decades. Only since COVID did she stop traveling, because she couldn't anymore because of the travel restrictions to other countries. But not to get too much on that, but to also just really say that for those who want to register for my certification course, I'm also going to be doing a reinitiation of the Live Your True Nature course, as I do now with new enrollment cycles, formal enrollment cycles. All students, all current students, will also be able to participate in this special initiation ceremony that's happening Friday, May 10th. And for the ceremony, what we're going to be doing is we're going to say the Parshuram Jayanti Gayatri mantra 108 times, as well as other things. Om Brahmastraya Vidmahe Kshatriyantaya Dhimahi Tano Parshuram Prachodayat. Say this over and over again, and you bring that energy of Parshuram. So that's going to be part of the ceremony. A big part of the ceremony will be that, and also other meditations and introspection. I'll probably also do the 1,000 names of my Guru Amma. There'll be quite a few mantras here that we'll do. And it's a very empowering and invigorating way. Even if you can't make it in person, it'll be recorded. So, and you can watch that and take it in. So everyone who registers for the Live Your True Nature certification course will be part of that Sankalpa, where all of our energy comes together to initiate this. And it's a great blessing for your teaching, for your certification course studies as well. So this is the certification course page. You see, this is the full access. People, there's been 207 who have got that. Tons of favorable comments. Just incredibly enlightening experience for people. It's a great way to learn. Again, there's been 100 that have gotten the certification course with just what's called the essentials, which doesn't have monthly calls and whatnot. But again, this is a great opportunity for you to learn Vedic astrology and to understand your part as being an emanation and an incarnation at the same time of these great teachings. You know, you have an enormous blessing, or your life is enormously blessed to have incarnated at a time when you can actually learn these amazing teachings. We take it for granted. We act like, oh yeah, this has always been around. Do you realize how lucky you are? You know, even 100 years ago, 50 years ago, let alone 200 years ago, no one had access to this kind of wisdom. Now we have access to it and we're just bored by it. We're like, oh, okay, that. It's the most amazing knowledge and wisdom that humanity really has ever discovered. We can know who we truly are. And we're like bored by it or something. So again, if you want to awaken to this higher teaching and higher wisdom, this is a great way to do it. Look at some of these. Okay, I'm just 20% through the course. I'm so appreciating the insights into Vedic thinking, connecting planets' houses through gunas, installation of consistent principles for understanding the planets and their jobs. Really look forward to the lesson this week. On a side note, I've been listening to your teaching since 2006 when I moved to Korea. I need to make sense of karma that brought me so far away from home, etc. So again, so thankful I did this. Even if you never practice astrology with others or become an astrology, doing this course is a powerful gift. Sam teaches very well and the course is well organized, etc., etc. Very good course. Really like the format. Great learning fundamentals. The program makes you understand the essence of concepts by forcing you to write the home assignments in one word, in one sentence or two sentences. So again, there's all kinds of lessons. These are glowing testimonials, enlightening experience. I'm a level 1 graduate. I've been studying Vedic astrology for many years on my own, also with other teachers. But this certification course finally puts every bit and piece together for me. Course is very well structured, organized, easy to follow. Sim is very detailed and thorough in this course. You get to learn the foundations. Just do it. I've tried to learn Vedic astrology before, but it wasn't until taking this course that it finally made sense, etc., etc. So again, those are 10 testimonials, but again, this is the consistent message. So again, you're free to not do it and not appreciate it, and most won't. But again, if you are interested, this ceremony will be there, and again, on the most auspicious day of the year. It's literally the most auspicious day of the year, Akshaya Tritiya, and it's a time to also celebrate and reconnect and reorganize your life around what's the most important thing, and that's your spiritual development, your spiritual growth. So either way, I hope you imbibe these teachings of Akshaya Tritiya and of Lord Parashurama. Now is a great time to be connecting with this higher spiritual wisdom and restoring Dharma in a world where Dharma is sorely lacking. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel.